Dun, 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 dun. The bus behind you soon diary. Hi, Monkyvers. Welcome to another episode of The Bus Behind the Sun Diary. And yes, my voice is a little bit raspy. Wait, I forgot my necklace. I just love my necklace. I have another one that is a heart, but yeah. And then I'll explain what's the meaning of my jewelry as well. But anyway, I hope that you can have a good day. I'm currently getting sick on the way, but like it's still holding back to feeling healthy. That I hold back more than ever. Like I'm still feeling healthy, so I clean my house as always and everything. So yeah. In today's episode is gonna be more casual. I will tell a couple things about me as well. Couple of story times because y'all love story times. I do love story times. If I'm holding close to me the microphone is because I'm really weak at this point. Like I need to rest. Like it's just I'm getting a little bit of fever, I think though. Because I'm warm. I was asking yesterday also the universe that I will feel warm. Not in this way. Shout out to the cat and my mom. Then I will get it really into that. But I don't know. It's just this episode will make it to make you feel peaceful. It's not always being like trembling, being feeling this way, being jumping, being flirting, like flirty all the time. Like, it's not about that. It's just to shut you down, make you feel cozy, and as well bring you the peace that sometimes I wish even though having. As a matter of fact, I not always had this time where I can be at peace in a sense. It was always some noise around the house at the dinner table, or like sometimes that I feel overwhelmed and I have those stuffs, but it's just to make you feel peaceful while maybe you're cleaning, but maybe you are, I don't know, just eating food casually. So yeah, I also was inspired yesterday because when I always clean, I always put myself in two moods, or either more, one or three moods. It's just watching my favorite TV show, or even hearing like a podcast. But something peaceful. It's not always meant to be to feel you're like the adrenaline, the feeling, the flow, because it always starts as a tiny habit of wanting to have the control at least in everything, and like I don't control everything, but like the least I can do is my best. So yeah, I sound like I'm about to cry. But no. So yeah, also matter of fact, always as a reminder, check up on your heart, check up on your mind. Don't always be blindfold when you are like, I'm feeling this way, I'm having these stuffs, I can't find these objects, so I'm going to boil myself over this and I'm going to feel this way. But just a friendly reminder that it's not always that deep. Like that little thing will not go into like that little thing will not define you as a person, because take you from myself and take you from other experiences that I had, even though getting into or digging into PTSD, um, that is post traumatic stress disorder, that I study as well. I'm an advocate on it. Yes. So I had this vivid experience where I was trying to find a control because I had a time where I used to record covers of myself just with the lights, neon lights, and just me being like there and like changing all the things and like maybe having this little tiny control that I couldn't like fix it and I couldn't like get it. And it was below my PC, and I was like overly and compulsively before even though that I studied PTSD. So it was like a really kind of amount of time that I had this and I couldn't find it. I was close to 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. and I couldn't even find it. And at that time, my mind or your mind might convince you to be like, if you don't pour into yourself, into this object, you might not going to find that, and that will cause you to crash out and then not have like good social media, good engagement, good time, or good performance, good work, whatever they want to call it. So my mind was tricking me a lot, and I couldn't really help it because it's sometimes that you don't want to. It's like your body is convincing your mind as well to dig more. That's why I get into the gym more often because I want something that I could shut up my mind and be allow me to rest. So at this time, I really feel like it doesn't matter what you feel sometimes. You also need to remember some of the logic that you had. Like, remember some of that. You can feel anger because you didn't find something, but you remind yourself that at least you had in your room. It's not something that you can maybe be lost out of your room. So it's not always on the feeling of like, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that. I choose. That is matter of fact. And that's always a little story time that I need to remind myself that I could wait way farther than I used to go just by the mindset that I had because I didn't have the tools to remember and to understand me as a person. Whatever time or whenever I had these moments of like, I couldn't find my earphones because I was talking to somebody and I was like, I couldn't find my earphones. And in those times that you can find, maybe for me, that it could be my little wire earphones that is just this because they're more convenient. They fit me well as well. I never had something so like practical for my ears rather than this heavy because this could make you hurt your ears if you use constantly as well. So I was like, oh my gosh, where are my earphones? And I was looking up for like 15 minutes. 15 minutes goes by, 30 minutes then go along, and I was feeling anxious again. And then I remind myself, well, we passed for this, and if it's not here, it's maybe somewhere else. Like, we're gonna leave it there, and like, I remember having this kind of thing, or like, what if we don't do something really extreme instead of like hiking or that I used to go with a bicycle and like trembling, just go over to and feeling the real adrenaline in my body. I was like, what if we don't shut down our anxiety for a little bit and we search tomorrow, right? So that's what I did. And I was like, I'm going to look up 5 minutes. That's the last that I would, and I couldn't find it. So then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm a little bit down because you couldn't find that. And this is what happens. I really felt off at first, but then I do a little bit of yoga, a little bit of hot Pilates, whatever. Just looking for a video, you watch it, you do whatever. So then I look into the chat and like somebody was like with a funny costume. And I was like, for my anxiety, prioritizing that, I was missing this funny picture as well. But like that things are intertwined, are connected. So my mission now is just to feel peaceful. And you might ask, But what if you don't find it? I find it the next day. It's the most mundane place that I will never remember. But my mind also remember once it was like calm and relaxed because you logically block yourself in the front whenever you feel those intense emotions, more even though because of mistronic. So imagine the level of danger and extreme level that I was feeling at those times. So I had this trait, right? But I don't let that take over me, even though there can be many times that I feel off or I really couldn't like feel the way that I can feel, or it even though didn't having the peace that I want to have, or it's not about avoiding as well because I let myself a little bit anxious and then I let myself a little bit calm, but I was not as extreme that it was before as well for you. And I also have good story time related to this because there is sometimes that people could be kind to you. Doesn't matter how strong you are. I'm not talking just emotionally because 60 pounds is not the easiest it seems to lift. My arms are a little bit tired. I carry that with both hands. With I don't know how it works with like machines, but in my mind, correct me if I'm wrong, it works like 60 pounds and like in the weight is like 60 pounds there, 60 pounds there. So I don't know how that might work for other machines. So maybe it's like 60 pounds for one hand and the other. But maybe we'll look on Google that later. So that's pretty much it. Like, you don't need to be always overeaten by the fact that you maybe want control in every single thing. Every single thing. I remember that I also had this routine that I don't do it no more because I simply was like, if I believe in this, what I don't believe in this as well, you know? So I read tarot, right? So I had now converted the ritual of like tarot readings to set the intention, a good intention for the day, and just let myself be towards that. As well, praying or like, I don't know, just meditating a little bit and just giving myself the permission and the time to just feel at peace and at holy, that kind of feeling of like something bigger is taking care of me because I'm bad days, and that's pretty much what I've been having. Those times of like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, or I don't know what to say, or I don't know what to even do. But like at least I did. I met up people as well. I gave them a chance to randomly be like, hey, and be like, yeah, and yeah, whatever. And like sometimes it didn't work out because either someone could hang out just something normal and casually could be like, oh my god, you hang out with your friend. That could be something that you casually do and it's like sometimes boring for you. But for me, it's something that I miss because most of the time when I went to hang out with someone, either it's college or a partner. But always is something in between, so at least feel grateful also for that. And I'm letting myself to give maybe the permission to be like, maybe it was for something, maybe they were busy, and that's it. I let it be, and that's pretty much what I do. And talking about my beliefs, when I pray, I just call the universe because there is a general prayer, Catholic prayer, like many ways that religion have been taught us to pray, but I don't want to fight into other religion to say which one is the best. But it's the only way that I do it. It's like, dear universe, I'm gonna blah blah blah, and this is what I do, blah blah blah. Can you suggest me this and this and whatever that comes along, like whatever I'm feeling. Like, it's just simply like, thanks universe for this day, good night, bye bye. I something related to this, and this could also be like this, you know, and there always gonna be something interesting or like when you are asking for something and like you have it actually. But to bring a little bit light, because I've been telling bad stories, I know, but that how is life. Because sometimes I could also be like, I don't want to hang out with like my friend or whatever, she was busy, or like the girl in my college or whatever, as friends as well. Not everything is about romance, people. Monkyvers, not everything is about romance. There is sometimes that I just wanna hang out with a girl, not on a romantic level. There is sometimes that I can be like this. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, okay. And like, then I go to a store because I was craving chifles, like banana chips, and I go for that and I purchase it. And then I was craving noodles, and then I purchased it, well, and then I bought these two things, and I was like, okay, then I'm good again, and whatever. So then I bought it up because I want to have like a little hangout, and I always kind of eat. My way to hang out, just eat with someone and like talk. So that's what we did, and with my brother, and he was like, yeah, whatever, that was good, and yeah. So that could also have a good lighter, and just seeing them like enjoying a little noodle time and like chatting, because my brother, even though that we had a big age gap of difference, we are like still talking as well, and that feel also like home, that feel like great as well. And as a person who was like the bigger sister, my also role was like, do you want to hang out? Yeah. And you don't want? Yeah. So it's sometimes like that. And don't even know, blame yourself for like give yourself permission to feel peace, because at least you set up your day, you can be like this. And the way to set up my day is to do it at night. I don't do other mornings. I don't know what it has, but like my way to set up my day is just for the mornings, because I'm grateful that I pass and I overcome a day. That's what I do feel and believe. And that's pretty much what I did to set like for the new day. You know what I mean? So as well to my way of like seeing things and like believing in pantheism more, believing in other things. I don't feel like personal when somebody doesn't understand the way that I feel or like believe in something, because I saw many points of view and I also see points of view that will pointing at me. But just enjoying this time, giving compliments to people, hearing love stories from other people as well that have been so cute as well. It always light up my day into the way that I will never suspect that I will be like lighting my day all the time, and bringing that peace sometimes, because I use logic most of the time when I feel anxious, and I'm like, wait, do you feel this way because that happened? So you're like feeling this other way because that could also happen. So what if we don't make another belief so we don't make that to happen? Do you know what I mean? So if I feeling sometimes, because you can be also superstitious. Growing up, I had this belief that I always like numbers in pair, 2, 4, 6, 8. That's why. And it always come this way. I remember having a vivid memory of like 8 being like on the plate, or like something that was 8 times. And I feel really great and I feel really hopeless towards the number, because that was the best day of my life that I had this 8 on me. I have 8 coins with like 8 stuffs and like just 8 all repeating. So that was by consequence the why I love this number so much. But whenever it's like coming 27, 28, 21, 7, 3, or like 4, it's like those numbers doesn't align with me. It's like, oh my gosh, like I feel there is no equality going. So that's why. I had this belief growing up, which I don't have as often, but I always love eight. Living there. So you can also enjoy mundane things because, as you might not remember, sometimes the boring days is the most authentic and enjoyable days because nothing really like extreme or like extravagant happen. Just the mundane things that you might think or might perceive as boring could also be interesting for someone because today I woke up and I just did my breakfast, I come back, whatever. And the most mundane thing for me is just to wake up, clean, eat my breakfast. I eat before I clean as well. So then in between when I'm cleaning, I did like my little lunch and that's it. And whenever I'm coming back, just eating or whatever, I'm doing content, probably recording, and that's pretty much what I do. And then I go to bed. I do my little ritual before I go to bed. One day, maybe tell you for now, maybe leave it there, but like that, shoot myself down. And then I go to bed. I chat with people maybe that I care about. I check up with a friend, and that's what I do. Like we chat a little bit, just give myself what was my day and what was going on, and just that. Now I hug this cat that is here because it's the cat of my mom that was before mine, but it's a cat that's sick. I decided to take the charge on that, which has not been like a hard task, but like you don't always need to be performing of like I'm the good one, I'm the biggest one. I'm just will shoot you down a little bit. And before I leave, let me tell a story of this necklace because everything on me have a story and yeah, including this cardigan kind of thing because I don't know what it has, but like it keeps me warm. It makes me remind something good. I don't know why, but I don't know. I remember the time that I purchased this necklace. I was really going through hard times, hard exams, and everything. And even though they kind of didn't work at the way that I would hope, I feel like this kind of protect me in a sense of like feeling grounded and like having something physical to hold so I could connect with the higher power being. I call the universe, you might call it God, life, whatever. But that's the way that I practice it. And yeah, to be restrictively rooted by something. And that's the way. A little tip that I have to tell you is that whenever that you feel maybe overwhelmed, just tell yourself that as your heartbeat goes down, your mind also could go down. And that's enough proof that you could also feel okay after the storm or after a bad day. Okay, have a good day, and I hope you can feel maybe better. And don't compare yourself to others because there are special occasions or matter of time that I didn't clean as often as I will. I clean maybe what I see, or maybe what I don't see. Maybe a deep clean, or maybe I let myself just to be softened by the day and just didn't do much. And that's pretty much what I do. That is always gonna be sometimes where you need to be like prioritizing other tasks rather than cleaning. But there is some stuff that you can also be doing. Or maybe you do it later because sometimes I go into hikes and then I come back and I clean a little bit and I be like, yeah, but that was not the first task that I did. There are life that is going waiting for me that is going to happen and I don't need to clean all the time, and that's called balance and managing your life as well. That is kind of juggling because as someone who looks kind of peaceful, it is not always peaceful my time. Peace always comes whenever I do what I need to do. And to let you know, sometimes I didn't have the energy to even get up, but I do get up to continue with my day. And it's funny because anxiety makes you do things in a speed mode, but like depression stops you from doing this. And I've been in those patterns. So they're like progressively growing. And the pause that I always love to call is like the normative pause or the normative or social media pause that I had to take and grind. Either it could be painting, either it could be drawing, either it could be knitting. So yeah. I hope that you can have an amazing day. Doesn't matter if it's night, afternoon, or even though early at the morning. I hope that you can find some peace towards this podcast episode. And just that, don't let those bad emotions take over you because I don't want you to be like myself. Sometimes it could be radical. Maybe not like myself, but like with other things. And I don't want that for you, Monkyver. So always remain peace and calmness in your day. Doesn't matter how chaotic it seems, but you at some point will have the calmness that you always wish for. And I promise it could seem boring, but you can get used to. And it's on you to also fix that, not into others. I mean, a therapist counts, but you know what I mean. So yeah, have a good day and love you and cures from the heart. Can hold it, both things at the same time. But anyway, have an amazing day and enjoy the rest of your day. I hope don't take all the time over your mind. But I hope she did. Bye bye. Have a good day. Don't forget always to check out the links down below. You also have my manga, my podcast, my music, my brand Monky Cozy that I've been working on a lot. All of these projects I work and I've been working a lot to get up. And as well my social media that you can have my Facebook, my YouTube. Subscribe also to this channel if you want. If you don't, it's okay, but that will help me so much. As well, my TikTok and my Instagram that I will be coming a little something there, so always be an eye on. Maybe that could be something really helpful for you because I love many things, so then you can find something interesting maybe there. Anyways, have a good day and enjoy your day, Jenna. I want to take you more than you can hold, and that's fine.